When did you go pro?
So I turned pro after my senior year at Pepperdine. First 2 years I played at Fresno State, then my last two at Pepperdine. I was a 3-time All-American, NCAA finalist in doubles, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good times.
Who was your doubles partner?
Robert Lindstedt, he was from Sweden. He played Davis Cup for Sweden, and great player, was top 5 in the world in doubles.
Are you guys still in touch?
No.
Did you play singles as well or just doubles?
So I played singles in college, but then when I turned pro, I had a lot of early success playing doubles, and I was like, okay, I think I can, do really well, make money. So I just basically stuck to playing doubles.
When did you start playing tennis? At what age?
I started
straight out of the womb, or?
No, not even close. I started when I was 9, which was almost too late.
Who are some players that you played that are recognizable names on the circuit still to this day, perhaps,
well,
So
I played against Roddick. He's obviously retired. James Blake, Marty Fish, the Bryans. I guess they're all kind of retired except for the Bryan brothers, but all great guys.
How important is coaching?
I mean, I basically had one coach, and he didn't always travel with me because that was like a huge expense that I couldn't float myself. But when he would travel with me, oh my goodness, it was so good to have that person that was just always motivating you, keeping you on track. And that is what, a good coach does.
I feel like that is something that comes up a lot, is the expense of a coach and of a team for a tennis player. And I feel like a lot of professional players can't afford it. So are there a lot of people on the tour that just don't have coaches, or? Yeah?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many different ways that you guys, sometimes players will split the cost of a coach. So 2 or 3 guys will hire someone for a few weeks. And, but for the most part, if you're not at the really top level, or if your family isn't, uber wealthy, or if you're not being supported by your federation, it's really tough to have somebody traveling with you all the time. And that's what you need. You need a support system. You need your coach. You need, a trainer. All that just really helps you to go to the next level.
It's a sometimes hard sport on you guys because it's pretty much year round and you don't get a ton of breaks. You're always traveling. So how is that, on mentally and physically and everything else, emotionally, dating, social life, all of that?
So basically you live out of a bag. So I would come home to my parents' house, and I basically would do wash, and I wouldn't even put my clothes back on hangers or anything. I just put it right back into my, my travel bag, because I didn't know where I was going, when I was going, and then before you knew it, 3 days later, I was off. You're just trying to find your way out there, which can be a little overwhelming at times.
So tell me about one of your maybe favorite places that you went.
Prague. Loved Prague.
Okay.
Beautiful. I didn't do very well that week, but I got to see the city.
You got to go to Prague.
I got to go to Prague. And I remember thinking, God, this place is gorgeous. I just want to come back here for 2 weeks.
And have you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, it's still on the bucket list then.
Yes.
So that's probably one huge benefit to being a tennis player, is you guys get to check out some pretty awesome places.
Yeah, and most of the time it's just the tennis courts.
So you don't get any free time unless you lose, I guess?
I mean, yes, it's like you travel, you lose, and it's like, all right, great, I get to see the city now.
Who are some of the players that are on the tour now, men and women, who you kind of admire?
Djokovic. The guy's amazing. You hear his commentary and how it's important to him not only to play good as a player, but he also wants to be a good person and a good man, and there's no difference between the two. And I find that so interesting, and it really resonates with me, because sometimes in matches you have to dig yourself out of holes, and you have to deal with stuff that you weren't ready for, and sometimes in real life you have to do the same thing.
I love Djokovic for this reason, but also because he's really entertaining to watch.
I agree with you, and I think along with that, I think once he started to get more serious, and he kind of felt like, I think he kind of cut a little bit of that out. Yeah,
well, I feel like he was getting criticized sometimes about being such a jokester on the court, but I personally liked it, and those critics, I think, are wrong. I thought it added to the entertainment value of the sport, which could use a little bit kind of picking up sometimes.
I agree.
So,
I miss that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Bring it back,
Yeah.
Joke. Do
Come
it.
on.
How about females?
I love Serena.
Okay.
I love just seeing her journey. I remember actually playing a tennis tournament, and she actually played in it at the same time that I did when we were really, really, really young. was like
cool.
the 10th.
Awesome.
I think I was like, whatever, 12 or something. And it was just, it's great to see her story.
After tennis is out of the way, what did you get into after you retired?
So I started coaching. I coach at a private club now in Beverly Hills, which is great. We have great membership and it's really fun. And I love tennis. It's such a people's game.
Yeah.
You get to really have great connections and make lasting friendships.
What was it like transitioning though from the pro tour to being an instructor?
I think the biggest thing is it's not about you anymore.
Yeah.
It's about the person on the other side of the court.